night partygoers, tired workers heading home, and the occasional traveler passing through town. By the time 3 a.m. rolled around, the city had begun to wind down, and so had I. My body was exhausted from hours behind the wheel, and the occasional rush of caffeine from convenience store stops could only do so much. I decided it was finally time to call it a night. My last drop-off had taken me out near Apache Junction, where the city starts to fade into the wide-open desert. Before heading home, I figured I'd make one last stop at the quick trip on Loop 202 to fuel up both the car and myself. When I pulled into the station, only one other car sat idling by the pumps, its driver inside paying for gas. I parked and stepped out of the car, feeling the cool desert breeze against my skin. It was a welcome change after the hours spent in the warmth of the car, and the crisp air helped wake me up a little. I stretched for a moment, feeling the stiffness in my legs and back from hours of driving. Then I began to fill up the tank. The night felt calm, almost too calm. I grabbed a snack and a bottle of water from inside the station, took a moment to gather myself, and headed back to the car, ready to head home. As I merged back onto Loop 202, I couldn't help but enjoy the serenity of the drive. The freeway was nearly empty, just a few scattered headlights far ahead or behind me, barely noticeable. It was that time of night when the city seems to be in a deep slumber, and the roads, usually busy with the pulse of traffic, felt like they belonged to me alone. The stars above were bright, as they often are out in the desert, free from the glare of city lights. The highway stretched out endlessly, the dotted lines flickering by in a steady rhythm. I let my mind drift for a moment, thinking about how nice it would be to get home, crawl into bed, and finally put an end to the long day. As I drove, the road ahead of me seemed to go on forever, with hardly another car in sight. Just me, the dark highway, and the distant glow of streetlights guiding my way. Little did I know, my night was far from over. Just as I was getting comfortable, a bright digital sign appeared, warning of a wrong-way driver ahead. I shrugged it off, never having encountered one before. Moments later, a car came barreling toward me, driving the wrong way, without headlights on. It was nearly invisible until the last second. My heart raced as I swerved hard to avoid it, barely missing by inches. Shaken, I pulled over and called 911. The operator said they had multiple reports already. Soon, police cars sped by, chasing the driver. For the rest of the night, I couldn't stop thinking about how close it was. It reminded me how important it is to stay alert, especially on quiet roads late at night. It was a wake-up call and should be for anyone who drives. Never risk driving under the influence. Get someone else to drive. And always have your headlights on at night for your safety and others. Lastly, drive on the right side of the road. I was lucky that night, but not everyone is. Stay alert, drive sober, and keep your headlights on. You never know what's ahead. Comment below if you have experienced something like this. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.